morning students, Sairam. Welcome to this session. Today we are going to start with the fifth one. This is A Night in June. This is a poem. It is written by William Wordsworth. Okay. The name of the poem is A Night in June. Okay. Before reading the poem, let us learn or let us read about the poet William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth, 1770 to 1850, is considered to be one of the most important English poets of all time. He is one of the founding fathers of the literary movement called Romanticism. He wrote poetry in many forms, but his enduring subject matter remained the many aspects of nature as seen in poems like Daffodils, Solitary Reaper, etc. Okay, children? He is a famous poet who is a nature lover and he has written many poems related to nature. Okay, now let us read the poem. The sun has long been set. I will read the poem and then twice, then I will explain. Okay, the sun has long been set. The sun has long been set. The stars are out by twos and threes. The stars are out by twos and threes. The little birds are piping yet. The little birds are piping yet among the bushes and trees. Among the bushes and trees. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes, and a far off wind that rushes, and a far off wind that rushes, and a sound of water that gushes, and a sound of water that gushes, and the cuckoo's sovereign cry, and the cuckoo's sovereign cry fills all the hollow of the sky. Fills all the hollow of the sky. Who would go parading? Who would go parading in London and masquerading in London and masquerading on such a night of June? On such a night of June, with that beautiful soft half moon, with that beautiful soft half moon. And all these innocent blisses, and all these innocent blisses on such a night as this is. On such a night as this is. This, children, this poem is about a night in June month in London. In London, it is usually summer. In June month, it is summer season, and usually the sun sets late. Okay, you can see the sun, it's getting dark very late. In that time, he is admiring the beauty of the sky and he is giving this poem. So I'll read the poem once at a stretch and then I'll start explaining. The sun has long been set. The stars are out by twos and threes. The little birds are piping yet among the bushes and trees. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes, and a far off wind that rushes, and a sound of water that gushes. And the cuckoo's sovereign cry fills all the hollow of the sky. Who would go parading in London and masquerading on such a night of June with that beautiful soft half moon, and all these innocent blisses, and all these innocent blisses on such a night as this is. Okay, now I will explain first 4 lines. The sun has long been set, the stars are out by twos and threes. The little birds are piping yet among the bushes and trees. The first 2 lines are, the sun has long been set, the stars are out by twos and threes. That means the sun has already been set and slowly it is getting dark. Okay. And that time you can see how many stars are coming out. Not many. He could see only twos and threes. Very little stars are twinkling in the sky. In that time, what can you see? The little birds are piping it. In the evening time, when they go back to the nest, you can see the birds piping. That means they are singing in a high voice. You can hear a lot of noise of the birds chirping. Yes, the little birds are piping it among the bushes and trees. Where you could hear? Among the bushes and trees. So it was not that dark, it is just getting dark. The sun has already been set and slowly it is becoming dark. And he could see stars, little twos and three stars, and the little birds were singing. And that means singing in a high voice among the bushes and trees. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes and a far off wind that rushes and the sound of water that gushes. Okay, let me explain. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes. Okay, there's which birds he's seeing? He's seeing a cuckoo. Okay, and one or two thrushes. This is also a bird with spots in its front. Okay, black color spots are seen on the front of the bird. Okay, this is also a type of bird. So which birds is seeing? A cuckoo and one or two thrushes and a far off wind that rushes. That means he's just admiring the beauty. That time the wind is just coming and rushing him. It's just pushing him. It's just very melodious, very nice wind. You can see the breeze of it. You like to have children when it is hot sun, when the cool breeze come, you feel very happy. Same way he could just feel the breeze coming and just pushing him. And a sound of water that gushes. He could just hear the sound of the water. That means the flooding. Gushes means flooding of water. Might be the river is nearby. He could hear the gushing of water. When you go and stand by a riverside, you can hear the sound of that water. Even little bit far, you can hear the sound of that water which is gushing. So the sound, what all he could see? He could see a cuckoo bird and one or two thrushes. It is also a brown color bird. And as far off wind that rushes. So the wind was just rushing him and the sound of water that gushes. So the flooding water sound also he could hear. Okay? Which time it is going to get dark. It is not yet fully dark, it's just getting dark. And the cuckoo's sovereign cry fills all the hollow of the sky. And the cuckoo's sovereign cry fills all the hollow of the so. There's the cuckoo. Have you all heard the cuckoo singing, crying, children? It is the sound. Very nice, sweet sound it makes. It is a majestic voice. It has got so loud the voice is. Fills all the hollow of the sky. He's telling the emptiness of the sky is filled with the sound of the cuckoo's voice. Okay? Only because the sky is calm and quiet. There is no voice, that nobody is around. All people have gone home. Okay? No vehicles, no sound of the vehicles. Only calm and quiet night. Going to be night. In that, whose voice he could hear? He could hear the cuckoo's majestic voice cry. Fills all the hollow of the sky. That means fills the sky with this. You can hear the echoing sound of that cuckoo. That is filling the hollow. Hollow means empty sky, which is no sound, no nothing in the sky. Only the bird sound of the cuckoo and of the thrushes he could hear and see. Okay. Who would go parading in London and masquerading? Parading means assembling for a formal inspection. He's telling who would like to go for parading in London and masquerading. Masquerading means usually in London what they do, they will wear mask. Okay, it's a dance or party where people wear mask and unusual clothes. They will dance wearing mask. He's saying who would like to go for a inspection or a meeting and in London and masquerading. Who would like to go for dance when we are admiring the beauty. He's forgetting his all this routine, that is going for inspection or going for a dance. He doesn't like all this. He's saying the beauty of nature is so nice. Who would go parading in London and masquerading? Okay, he's worried because nobody is bothered about the beauty of the nature. All the people are busy with their work. Okay, we don't get sit and look at the sky and admire, do we, children? We don't have time. Okay, same way he's worried about that also. So he was telling who would go parading in London and masquerading, wearing the mask and wearing unusual clothes and dancing. And parading means making formal inspection. But we don't have time to look at the beauty. He's telling who would go parading in London and masquerading? Who would go and do all those? You just sit and admire the beauty of the nature. On such a night of June, with that beautiful soft half moon, isn't it? In such a night of June, he's saying, who will go and do all those in such a beautiful night of June with that beautiful soft half moon? How could you see? He's feeling the moon as a very soft, just looking like a very soft thing. And it is just a half moon, it is not a full moon, just soft half moon. And all these innocent blisses on such a night as this is. He's saying all these are innocent. Blisses means it's divine. Okay, given by God. On such a night as this is. He's saying this is such a beautiful night with um, all the divine things happening. Okay, so what was the poem is about? Admiring the nature. We'll read the poem again, children. The sun has long been set, the stars are out by twos and threes, the little birds are piping yet among the bushes and trees. There's a cuckoo and one or two thrushes, and a far off wind that rushes, and the sound of water that gushes, and the cuckoo's sovereign cry fills all the hollow of the sky. Who would go parading in London and masquerading on such a night of June with that beautiful soft half moon and all these innocent blisses on such a night as this is? So, children, we have read the story. It is the story. It is by William Wordsworth. And what is, I'll tell you the summary of the story. It is taken in the month of June. He's saying it is written in the at the evening time when the sun is just going to set and the stars are coming out, one or two. Okay, and in this, and what he's seeing, the birds are just piping it, they're just singing. Where? Among the bushes and trees, they're just singing. What all he could see? He could see a cuckoo and two or three thrushes. That is also a brown bird. And a far off wind that rushes, that is the wind, the cool breezes just rushing, and the sound of water that gushes. So he could hear the sound of the water flooding, streaming. And the cuckoo's sovereign cry, that he could hear the cuckoo's majestic voice, fills all the hollow of the sky, which is filling all the emptiness of the sky. Who would go parading in London and masquerading? Who's going to go to do the meeting as well as for going wearing mask and dancing? Okay, on such a night of June. Saying who will do all those in such a beautiful night of June with that beautiful soft half moon? How is explaining the moon? It's a soft half moon and all these innocent blisses on such a night as this is. Saying all these are divine gifts given by the God, and is this night is looking like that. So this is the picture of it, children. You can see the birds sitting. Okay, just the stars, you can see one or two stars have just come out. It is not at fully dark, it's just getting dark. In that period he has written this poem. Okay, so in this part we have done the poem. Now we will go to the next part. In the next part we will do comprehension, and I will give the summary of the poem again. Hope you all understood this poem, children. Thank you. Sai Ram.